Friends, hello everyone. If you opened your portfolio this morning and saw a sea of REKT rush to grab the sedatives, yes, XRP has dropped. Yes, we lost local support levels. But what I'm about to tell you over the next 12 minutes will completely flip your understanding of the current situation. Over the last 48 hours, the market has gone through a real shakeup. We saw XRP testing yearly highs, and then yesterday, February 6th, the price collapsed by 20%, halting in the 1.4321.5 zone. The crowd is panicking. Paper hands are selling at a loss, screaming that the bubble has popped. But while the crowd sells, smart money buys. Today, we aren't just looking at the price. We are going under the hood of the blockchain. What are whales with 100 million plus XRP wallets doing? We will dissect the RLUSD phenomenon. Why is this stablecoin, which just stormed into the top 50, Ripple's Trojan horse for taking over the banking system? We will discuss ETFs. Why hasn't BlackRock sold a single coin during this drop? And of course, technical analysis. Where is that elusive bottom from which we will bounce to 3, 5, and beyond? This isn't just news. This is a survival and profit strategy for 2026. Get comfortable. Brewsome to you are starting a deep dive. Anatomy of the crash. Technical breakdown. Liquidations and support levels. Let's start with a post-mortem. Yesterday's squeeze was caused by a cascade of liquidations. Exchanges literally shaved the long traders who entered with X2050 leverage, hoping for easy money. The total volume of liquidations across the market exceeded 1 billion. XRP, being a high volatility asset, suffered more than Bitcoin, but this is a normal reaction for an altcoin. Right now, we are trading around 1.45. This is a critically important zone. Fibonacci level 0.618. If we draw the grid from the start of the impulse in January, we have landed exactly in the golden ratio zone. This is a classic zone for institutional accumulation. RSI, Relative Strength Index. On the 4-hour time frame, RSI has dropped into the oversold zone, below 30. Historically, every time XRP touched these values in 2025-2026, a bounce of at least 15-20% followed within the next 3 days. Moving averages, EMA 200. On the daily chart, we tested the 200-day moving average. As long as we close candles above it, the global trend remains bullish. If we hold the 1.38, 1.4 level this weekend, we could see a return to 1.7 by Monday. But if the bears push below 1.35, the next stop is 1.15. Personally, I have my buy orders set up in a ladder strategy exactly in these zones. On-chain analytics. Tracking the whales. What are the big players doing? Charts can lie, but the blockchain remembers everything. I analyzed data from Sentiment and Whale Alert for the last 24 hours. And you know what I saw? Divergence. The price is falling, but the number of wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP is growing. Yesterday, at the peak of the drop, while retail investors were panic selling, an unknown wallet withdrew over 50 million XRP from Binance to cold storage. This is an accumulation signal. A major player isn't afraid of the dip. They are using it to take coins from weak hands at a discount. Furthermore, the age consumed metric shows that old coins, which had been dormant for 2-3 years, started moving. Usually, this is a precursor to high volatility, but combined with withdrawals to cold wallets, it often means a change of ownership from speculators to long-term diamond hands holders. Fundamentals. RLUSD, the hidden engine. The ecosystem and gas burning. Now to the main fundamental factor. The RLUSD stablecoin. Many think, so a stablecoin launched, so what? What difference does it make to me? The difference is colossal. RLUSD is not just a digital dollar. It is fuel for the entire XRP ledger ecosystem. This week, on February 5, 2026, RLUSD entered the top 50 with a market cap of nearly $1.5 billion. But that's not the main point. The main point is the integration into AMMs, automated market makers, on the XRP ledger. Look at how this works. To exchange RLUSD for euro or yen on a decentralized exchange within the XRPL, liquidity pools need XRP as a bridge. The higher the trading volume of RLUSD, and it is growing exponentially thanks to banks, the higher the demand for XRP to secure transactions. And the more XRP is burned as fees. This is the deflationary mechanic we've dreamed of for years. Now it works. Ripple has officially stated plans to make RLUSD the standard for interbank settlements in the US by the end of 2026. This is a direct attack on SWIFT, and Ripple has the advantageful legality in the US. ETFs and political revenge. Washington and Wall Street. Let's be honest. In crypto, you can't go anywhere without politics. We are living in amazing times. President Trump and the revamped SEC, led by Paul Atkins, are doing what seemed impossible. The approval of XRP ETFs in late 2025 was a turning point. But let's look at the numbers. How are the funds behaving? According to data from TradingKey and Bitwise, inflows into crypto ETFs in January 2026 broke records. Institutional pension funds, insurance companies are just starting to enter. They need time for due diligence. And now, a couple of months after the ETF launch, limits are opening up. The drop in XRP price is a gift for them. BlackRock doesn't buy at market price in one candle. They accumulate positions in ranges. The current 1.4, 1.5 range is ideal for them. And one more rumor worth discussing, the Ripple IPO. Wall Street analysts are whispering that Ripple is preparing a public offering right after the Swell conference in the fall of 2026. If this happens, the company's valuation could exceed $100 billion, which would automatically pull the XRP price up. Scenarios and targets, price forecasts for 2026. So what should we expect? Scenario 1. Bullish base case. The market digests the weekend liquidations. Recovery begins next week. We break 2 in March, consolidate, and by summer, we march to storm the all-time high, 3.84. The year-end target from analysts at Binance and TradingKey is 3.2618. Why such a range? 3.26 is conservative growth with current dynamics. 8 is the supercycle scenario if the Fed starts aggressively cutting rates and RLUSD captures 10% of the stablecoin market. Scenario 2, bearish alternative. If the global economy goes into a recession, as some macroeconomists warn, we could see a prolonged sideways movement. In this case, XRP could return to the accumulation zone of 0.9, 1.1. Painful? Yes. Fatal? No. For a long-term investor, it's just another chance to buy more. But for now, indicators and on-chain data point more towards the first scenario. Competitor comparison and calendar. XRP versus Solana versus Ethereum. People often ask, why do I need XRP if there is Solana, which flies faster? The answer is simple: reliability and regulation. Solana has experienced network outages. Ethereum suffers from high fees, although E2s are solving the problem. The XRP ledger has been running uninterrupted since 2012. For banks entering crypto in 2026 via ETFs and stablecoins, reliability is more important than hype with meme coins. Ripple is building infrastructure for adult money. It's boring for a day trader, but incredibly profitable for an investor over the long haul. Event calendar. Don't forget Ripple Swell in New York, October 27-29. Historically, the XRP price starts rising 4-6 weeks before the conference on rumors. Factor this into your strategy. Conclusion. Friends, we are living in a historic moment. February 2026 could be the last month we see XRP below $1.50. The panic will pass, weak hands will leave, but the technology and regulatory clarity will remain. My strategy is simple. I am not selling a single XRP. I am using dips to increase my position, watching ETF inflows, and tracking RLUSD activity. If this detailed breakdown helped calm your nerves and see the full picture, support the channel with a like. It's the best. Thanks for the work on data gathering. Let me know in the comments. What is your average entry price? And do you believe in a new all-time high this year? Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss emergency updates. Profits to everyone. Keep a cool head and see you in the next video.